Alright, welcome to the fifth part of the basics of Liquid Story Binder, the 5 basic files that we're going to use, and we've already explained those. We created a new binder from library, create new binder. We made a primary file listings from listings right here so we can keep track and keep organized in the files we want to watch. We included also the listing of all the files in this binder, which is a folder. It keeps all this stuff in it. And we named that the workspace. We created a workspace of where these two are positioned and named it the primary workspace, right? That means that anytime we want to, like I said, we can go to this workspace, call it primary workspace, and it erases everything and brings back these two windows exactly where we put them when we created the workspace. Okay? Now, what if you would want to collaborate with other people? Or what if you want to transfer some of your word processing or file types from Liquid Story Binder over to another computer, alright? Or over to another flash drive. Okay, well, let's just talk about transporting binders. Okay? If we go to library, we will find a list of 10 binders that we have created. Here's our example binder. Here's our Liquid Story Binder example, one that comes from the factory. Okay, we can call up either one of these. We can open either one of these by just clicking them here. But if we go to View Library, it shows us all of the binders that we have created in Liquid Story Binder, and there might be 50 of them, and they'll all be listed here. And what we can do is we can change the order of them as they show up out here. Okay, so let's say we change that order. We go in here, look at our library window again, and Liquid Story Binder's on top. Okay, thanks. And that'd be the first one it would load when it loads up. Let's say we want our example binder to be the first one it loads when it loads up, so we'll move it back to the top. Okay, go over here to library, example binder's on top. Alright, now let's say that what we wanted to do was to share this example binder with somebody else, or we wanted to move it to a different computer. Alright, here with example, we're in the example binder, right? So here in library we would say backup binder. Okay? And it would give us a box to do that. Alright, we could say example binder backup. Now what it does when it creates a backup is that it creates a zip file of all of the items that you have in that binder. Basically it takes the binder and turns it into a zip file so that you can send it through email, you can put it on a flash drive or a disk or whatever, right? Where do you want to put this place? In what place do you want to put this backup? Okay, well, we can put it in our documents thing here, we can put it on the desktop, or we can supply a place right here. Say we want to put it in documents /backup. It's whatever. We can create a place to put these different backups of our binders, right? And we tell it include time and date, include media files, include resources files, whatever. Depends on how much you want to put in there. Okay? And then we would just, when we choose one of these locations, and we would hit backup, and it would create that zip file and back it up to the place that we indicated. Okay? Pretty easy stuff. Now, let's say what happens if we created a backup and we want to get that backup into our Liquid Story Binder folder. Alright, well that's it. We go to View Library. Okay, and under Binder, go Restore Binder. And enter the title that you want the binder to come restored as, and select from a parent folder for your new binder. That's where you want it to go. Then select an existing binder backup. And here we would be looking for where we backed up our Liquid Story Binder backup, the zip file, right? We find that and we tell it, okay, thank you. Then we would say restore, and it would put it into our library listing right here. Okay, so what we can do is that we can create a backup. Oops. We can create a backup by saying backup binder, which creates a zip file and put it anywhere we want to, right? Then to restore it, we go to View Library, go to Binder, Restore Binder, and then we go to the place where we backed it up, and we can insert it into our library. Okay? At that point, we could click down on it and open it up on a different computer, on a different flash drive, with a different person, using Liquid Story Binder, or however we wanted to do it. Right? Now, that kind of finishes in 5 parts here. The 5 basic kind of files that I wanted to tell you about. All right. The other thing is that here, let's look at our chapter. It's the single word processing window. Again, to set the margins on this puppy, be left click where you want the margin on the left, and right click where you want the margin on the right. And it doesn't matter where you want to put these margins because it's rich text, and therefore if you were to copy and paste or export this document to some other word processor, these margins would change for whatever word processor you're going into. You don't have to worry about the margins. The margins are just part of the convenience of this program, right? Just wanted to remind you of that. And also, once again, primary file listings. Every chance you get, just click Save. Just in case, right? You can also save all your files over here under Save All, and it'll save everything. Or down here, the toolbar, Save All, and it'll save everything. The only thing is, I don't know if it saves the listings. I know it saves documents, but I don't know if it saves this or not. I'm not sure yet. But that's why I'm always cautious about saving this thing every chance I get. Right? Now, let's say that we have our, let's say where we've got our checklist up, right? And we want to, naturally, let's create a window of where this checklist is right here in front of us where we can work with it. Okay, let's say, of course, that we want to save that workspace, and let's call it the checklist 1 workspace. Right? Okay, and there we have it. We can, let's say we want our primary workspace back. Bingo. Brings us to our primary workspace. Not much difference between these two, but let's say there was a big difference. We wanted to go back to our checklist 1 workspace. We just click that workspace, and there we would have it. Okay. So in that regard, well, wait a second here. We want this over here. That's a good example here. We want this someplace where it's convenient. So let's arrange it like that. Now, we go here to Workspaces, Save Workspace. We go here down here we click Check 1 Workspace to resave it. You click OK, and then it gives this positioning to our workspace. Right? There's our primary workspace, and then our Check 1 workspace, and it's over here. Right? So that basically sums it up in 5 parts for the 5 basic kind of files that are your most used probably in Liquid Story Binder, and the rest of them you can kind of learn on your own and keep track of them here in your primary file listing. Okay? So thank you for listening, and I hope to post some more real soon.